Hey guys, this is Pastor Dave. Welcome to another midweek chat. Every day really matters. Last Wednesday I began a series that I'm calling Making Every Day Matter. Last week, of course, was part 1, and today is part 2. John Boykin said, "Time is life, nothing more, nothing less. The way you spend your hours and your days is the way you spend your life." End of quote. You know, the way we spend our lives within the perimeters of our days certainly really matters. Today I'm going to continue my first point from last week, which is making every day matter with a right attitude. William James said people can alter their lives by altering their attitudes. The choice of a right attitude is so foundational as we purpose to make every day matter. Philippians chapter 2, verses 5 through 8 says, "You must have the same attitude that Christ Jesus had. Though he was God, he did not think of equality with God as something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges. He took the humble position of a slave and was born as a human being. When he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal's death on the cross." John Maxwell shares these comments on verses 6 through 8 in his book, The Winning Attitude. Possess the attitude of Christ, who was not power hungry. He's referring to verse 6, but rather emptied himself. He's referring to verse 7. Demonstrated obedience. He's referring to verse 8. And fulfill God's purpose. Also, he's referring to verse 8. And it goes on to say how to construct your attitude. Number 1, read the Bible. In it you will discover who created you, how you can go to heaven, how to live your life while on earth, and where you will spend eternity. Number 2, live outside of yourself. Invest in others. We have some wonderful ministry opportunities available at our church here. And as we emerge as a church, we're going to need more and more folks to take the attitude, I'm just not going to live for myself. I'm going to start investing myself in the lives of others. Make yourself available to be a blessing. Start living outside of yourself. Okay. And then 3, choose to hang around positive attitude people. Choose to hang around godly people. One of the best decisions that I made when I was a teenager, when I got right with the Lord, was to start hanging around godly people. You'll find them and you'll find some in your church. They're pretty. Just ask some people that you know at your church, who are some godly people that you know, and they'll tell you. Godly people stand out. And that's who you want to hang around. And hang around godly people that have great attitudes, that have a heavenly perspective, that can help you become a disciple of Jesus Christ. And resolve, this is 4, resolve to believe that the best is yet to come. I love that, because really the best is yet to come. As you look down the pathway of your life, you may think, "Pastor, I don't see the best coming." Now wait a minute. If you're born again, when I say the best is yet to come, you need to be thinking about that glorified body. You need to be thinking about heaven. No matter what you face in the days ahead, if you know Christ, really, in regards to eternity, the best is always yet to come, no matter what you have to face. And no matter what you have to face, the Lord's going to be right there with you to help you. And I'm going to tell you, the world is full of pessimistic people. The world is full of them. Get away from them. I'm going to share some of the lines from an entry in Illustrations Unlimited called "The Experts Have Spoken." Everything that can be invented has been invented. That's what Charles H. Duell said, and he was the patent office director in 1899. Grover Cleveland, who was one of our presidents, he was actually president twice. He said this in 1905: sensible and responsible women do not want to vote. Robert Millikan, a Nobel Prize winner in physics in 1923, said, there is no likelihood man can ever tap the power of the atom. Lord Kelvin, President Royal Society, said this in 1895: heavier than air flying machines are impossible. And then the Michigan banker who advised Henry Ford's lawyer not to invest in the new motor car company, he said, the horse is here to stay, but the automobile is only a novelty. Gary Cooper, an actor, said, Gone with the Wind is going to be the biggest flop in Hollywood history. I'm just glad it'll be Clark Gable who's falling flat on his face and not me. Well, let me make some comments on those things. Were these pessimistic people or what? I really do think that we have some sensible and responsible women in our country. And I think most of them, if not all of them, would say, it's important that I vote. It is right that I vote, and they would be right. In regards to the power of the atom was tapped, and it ended the war in Japan in World War II and saved maybe a million American lives, because the Japanese were not going to surrender easily. Flying machines are all over the place. You'll have a hard time finding a horse on I-95 in regards to automobiles. And I don't think that Clark Gable fell flat on his face when he starred in Gone with the Wind, one of the greatest movies ever made. In regards to Calvary Road Baptist Church, man alive, our best days are yet to come. All around us are people who need the Lord. There are more people that live in Fairfax County, where our church is, than the entire state of Alaska. Have we got a fishing hole or what? For all of us as believers, the best is indeed yet to come. In 1 Corinthians 2:9, it says, that is what the scriptures mean when they say, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love Him. So, let's make every day matter with the right attitude. Now remember, Psalm 118:24 says, this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Make that a theme for your day. Until next time.